Hi folks, and welcome back to Project CBF 1000. Today we are going to change the oil and the filter on this bike behind me, my Project CBF 1000 Honda. So let's show you the bits and pieces that we'll need. Okay, so what bits do you need? You'll need your oil pan and somewhere to put it, which for me is down there. And you'll need some oil, obviously. So we've got some Motul 1040. It's road oil. It'll do the job just fine. Don't need anything too special. You'll need a filter, obviously. So this is the genuine Honda filter. I had this one lying around, so we'll put that one on. The packaging's a bit bashed and whatnot, so I'll use this first. I had it lying around. You'll see in the background here that I've got a high flow oil filter for the bike as well, but I'll just keep that for the next time. You'll need a funnel to put into your oil filler, and a magnetic tray for your bits and pieces, all your nuts and bolts and whatnot. You'll need a 17 socket, probably, as he looks, probably on an extension, but maybe I won't need that extension. If I don't need it, I won't use it. And that's for your sump plug, and you'll need an 8mm spanner for the bolts on the oil filter cover. You'll also need a new washer for your sump plug, don't forget that. And some rags, because there's bound to be mess, isn't there? So, okay, so what we'll do is I've run the bike up to temperature. The fan cut in. It's been cooling now for about 5 or 10 minutes, so a good time to do it. The header pipes are no longer hot to the touch, so I'm not going to burn my arm when I go in for the sump plug. So let's crack on and we'll show you what we're doing. Okay, so excuse these two bolts here in the magnetic tray already, because they are not to do with this job. They are the seats, the bolts for the front seat to come off. Now, first thing we need to do is we need to take this cap off, because it'll breathe and flow a bit better if we take this off. It'll flow better when it comes out. So we'll take that off. Perfect. Put it somewhere safe that we're not going to lose it. That's unlikely. And then we'll go down here and we'll see what's what. So, okay, so this guy here, that's your sump plug. So we're going to get that off. So do we need a socket? No, we don't need a socket. An extension. So we'll just use it as it is. Right, so this is meant to be torqued to 30 Newton meters, but I would suggest that that's more than that. However, no big deal. So, put this under here. Might not be able to see that terribly well. So where are we? There. Can't see that very well. Okay, let's bring this light round. That guy there, right in the middle. So that's what we're going to be taking off. So we'll put that there. That going to show us what we need to see. Not quite. So it's that one there, okay? Okay, so now we have our old oil in there, which looks absolutely minging, absolutely disgusting, and I don't think that's been changed for a very long time. I also don't think I never actually checked the sight glass, but I don't think that is what should be in there in terms of capacity. But anyway, we'll make sure that we sort it. So that's the oil. And then down here we have our sump plug cleaned up with the new washer on it. It's only making the very odd splash now. I think you just maybe saw one there. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take off this cover for your oil filter. One bolt there and one bolt just under where there, and that's an 8mm spanner. So we'll take the cover off and then we'll come back and see you. Okay, so the bolts are off, one bolt, two bolt, and now we just need to wriggle this guy off and that will reveal the oil filter. So just need to wrestle this guy off too. Now this should be tightened, or should have been tightened the last time to 26 Newton meters, I think it is. But let's just have a little feel to see. How tight that guy is. I think I'm going to need both hands. Okay, so what a job that was. But we got the old oil filter off, which was far too tight. Needed the socket and the chain to get that off, and we've put on the new oil filter there, which I think you can maybe just see there. It's a genuine Honda oil filter. Just half filled it with oil first of all, and come on phone, let's just concentrate here phone, will we? There we go, got focus back. So yeah, half filled that filter with oil, just dribbled some oil and smeared it around the seal. Hand tight, shouldn't be any tighter than hand tight. And that's us sorted. So we'll go and put the cover back on, and we'll be filling it up with oil just before we know it. Right, so we'll just get this cover back on, nip up these bolts. That'll do fine. Just need to be tight, don't need to be super tight. Right, let's get the oil in. Okay, so the sump plug is back in with its new washer, and the oil filter is half filled with a bit of oil around the rim. Hand tight, tightened back on by hand, and the cover back on, those 8mm bolt back on with a little socket, and now we'll get the oil in, so stay tuned. Okay, so oil time, just little by little, and we should be there in no time. Going to put around 2.5 litres in, and then we'll take it from there. Okay, so I've put in just less than 2.5 litres. I've started the bike up and let it run for about 3 minutes. Got it fairly up to temperature, it doesn't need to be right up to temperature. Switched it off, let it cool, and we are now at that point, so it's not quite registering on the sight glass. So we're going to fill it up a bit more, just little by little. You can always add more, but you can't take it out, well, not very easily. So we'll do that and then we'll come back. So that's us. The oil has been filled up carefully, got to do it carefully, up to the top line, so the maximum mark, and we're all good. So that's us. We've done a full oil change and filter, done it carefully, hasn't taken a huge amount of time, probably taken about an hour, maybe not even that, and all good to go. It's the lifeblood of your motorbike, so give it the time of day, make sure you do it properly, and select the correct grade of oil for the temperature of the climate that you're in. Take your time doing it, don't rush, make sure the things are torqued up properly, or if you're confident in tightening them to the correct tightness yourself without a torque wrench, then that's fine, but just make sure you're doing it safe, clean up all your spills, dispose of your oil and your filter responsibly, and that's you sorted. So I probably will end up doing that in another 4 or 5,000 miles, just because it's so simple to do, fairly cheap to do, and it is the thing that ultimately will keep your bike going. So there we go. If you've enjoyed this video, please like, comment, subscribe, and we'll be back next time for some more project work on the old CBF. See you later.